today we have moved dangerously, according to my opinion, from values, individual values, institutional values, private values, onto an identification of values with economy. So if the economy performs well, this means that values which are subordinated to economy are good. If not, these disappear. And what is worse, we have moved from economy to politics. So now today politics identify politics with economy. And this is something that we should not be prepared to accept as a stepping stone for the new Atlantic space. Of course, the most important elements are internal. As I said, we have a match ball in Europe at the present moment, and the United States is moving towards isolationism. But added to this, we have external issues, and we have plenty of them. We have China, which is, and clearly will try to prevent constituting this Atlantic space. It's an enemy in the sense that it's economic and political enemy. We have Russia, clearly, looking for the new personality, which is not so new. We have Islamism as well. And we have an additional problem, which is, under my point of view, a very serious one, which is an exodus. It's not so much migration, it's an exodus. And an exodus like the one we are beginning to have and that will be increased in the future puts a lot of pressure in this Atlantic space. 2 points, this means fundamentally Africa. Well, it is close to a dead end, not because it does not make sense, and it makes a lot of sense. So if we jump into economic history and what has been going on in between European countries or European countries and the United States, all agreements that have increased trade and have enhanced trade at the end have been in the benefit of the citizens of the countries. No, let's look at it on the contrary. All those regimes which have been totalitarian, absolutist, have jumped into autarky in the sense that free trade has been the enemy for all of them. And this is so because free trade gives the citizens of the countries, the civil institutions, a kind of new free space where to move without being controlled by the social engineers. Yes. And let's think that the existence of frontiers is something which is by definition artificial, not something in different countries that one day exists, the other day does not exist. So it is more for the social engineers and the political power to reject free trade. And this is very clear, as I said, in history. And this is the reason why we come to this TTIP agreement. We have so many difficulties. If you observe what has been going on, there are no technical arguments, because all the technical arguments in favor of a free trade agreement are overwhelmingly in favor of. The most benefited countries are UK and Spain, more specifically Spain, due to the fact that, yes, we have, in economic terms, a weight of small and medium-sized companies, SMEs, who are the ones that suffer more all kinds of bureaucratic difficulties for their exports, etc., imports, etc., etc. So it is purely ideological. And if you come with me and pay a visit to who are in or against the TTIP, you will never ever see technical reasons. Of course, there is a second issue which they manage, which is that no, because the negotiations are not transparent. Well, first, this is not true. They're transparent, and you have all kinds of access to information. And second, even if they would not be transparent, of course they must not be transparent, of course. Because when you negotiate, you need secrecy. I've never succeeded in one negotiation in my life being transparent with everybody. You negotiate, you trust people, you have your teams, you trade one thing against the other, and that's all. And at the end, you present the results, and the results are approved by the parliament or whoever has to take the decision. But no, makes sense to have everybody following a negotiation. And also, I think there is an additional difficulty with the TTIP, which is, and as a European, I feel a little bit ill, no? In the sense that there is a kind of axioma saying that we Europeans are superior to United States and United States citizens, no? We Europeans, if we accept certain rules of the game which are negotiated with the United States, will deteriorate our splendid regulations on whatever it is. And this misconsideration of as if the other side of the negotiation is doing things wrongly or the regulations are not so good, etc., doesn't make any sense. These are as serious as we are, as honest as we are, etc., And behind the TTIP and the arguments, there is this not very nice misunderstanding of what the United States means. So, as you realize, or you can see, I'm quite in favor of all kinds of free trade agreements, and more specifically TTIP, because, as I said, the United States is moving towards a stage more isolationist. So, if they do so, the Atlantic space will be in danger, and of course, they will look at the Pacific. And we Europeans by ourselves mean nothing, provided taking into account what has to come in the next decades.